What's going on, Z Warriors? Mr. Waffles here, and I'm bringing you guys another deck profile. I know it's been a while since I posted stuff. It's just between school and work and engagement stuff. It's been pretty hectic. So, they don't expect a lot of videos from me all the time. I'm trying to do what I can, but I just want to give you guys something while I have my day off today. I only have one day off a week, so I'm going to try and use it to really bust out some videos. So, this deck profile I have for you guys is a Blue Protective 18. Reason why I decided to go with Blue Protective 18 because I just wanted to try like a different deck. I wanted to try and build a deck that wasn't affected by Cell in terms of I wasn't prone to Cell's level 4 dropping me down. Again, I wanted to make sure I can build like a good stable camp on one kind of deck. So I decided, hey, 18 has some cool tools. 16 is an awesome ally, has access to 20, which can really hurt Roshi. So we just want to go with 18 just for the fun of it, and Protector for the extra anger gain for the opponent, as well as being able to, hopefully block an attack. So I thought it was pretty cool. So we'll get on with the deck profile. So I'll just move this to the side. All right. So for physicals, we have starting off with 2 Sinister Choke. So Choke's obviously just a good card in general. Again, I would play 3. I just need to find a third one. I have so many ultra rares and so many foils, and I can't even get a third Choke. I know it's sad, but I'll definitely play 3 of this because again, with this deck, you want to do as much unpreventable damage as possible. It's just heavy beach, whether it be physical or energy. You want to make sure that a lot of life cards are being dealt. Then we have 3 Blue Betrayal. So again, good spot removal is always nice. Again, being able to just pick out key cards, allies, or whatever the case may be. I know I need another promo one, so if anyone has one, let me know. But again, 3 Blue Betrayal for obvious reasons, and you'll see we have overwhelming power, so it's just more setup and board hate, which you can never have enough of. Next, we have 2 Blue Slash. So again, this card's really good against Roshi because it can prevent it, but it will still hit, thus them taking X amount of life cards of damage. Again, this card combined with, Andriod Attack Drill and Lift and Drill can be a physical for like 4 or 5 life or something like that. And then they take 6 on top of that. So I think it's pretty brutal, and the endurance though is helpful, as well as lowering anger as well. Next up, we have 3 Blue Head Knock. Again, being able to control all aspects of the game, whether it be anger, board, things of that nature. So 3 Head Knock. So I see some people play 2, which is I can understand that as well, depending on the deck. Again, this deck you want to do a lot of life cards as damage, so why not maximizing a card that can have potential crit, as well as lowering your opponent's anger to 0 is always helpful. So 3 of this, and the endurance is always welcomed in this deck. And actually, that's it for physicals. So we'll move on to the energy. Again, very light physicals, as you can see. The ones that I do play either do life cards of damage or have some kind of value by removing stuff from the board. So every card I play, I want to make sure it has some kind of value to it when I'm playing it. So we're playing 1 Andriod Defensive Blast. Again, this card is just another target for a toss. So I'm just playing 1 just because I don't see the need to play more, or at least replace it with another card in my deck. So if you guys see something that you want to replace it with, or have any suggestions, let me know. But 1 just because it's searchable and because it's foil. So next up, 3 Andriod 18's Toss. Pretty much self-explanatory. This card again is really, really good. Being able to fetch overwhelming power, allies, drills, just has so much utility. It's ridiculous. So I can see it only getting better next set when we get the other androids. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what other targets we have for toss. So just being able to be very versatile. Again, getting defensive blast if needed, getting the attack drill if you want to go aggressive, getting 20 if you really want to push through for some damage. It's a lot of options, you know, getting 16 if you want to be defensive. So this card, definite staple. You know, if you're playing 18, you got to play the toss, man. Next up, 3 Overpowering Attack. Again, you'll see this deck plays some allies, and it's the reason being is just because you want to be able to get your 16 or your 20 or things of that nature. So, you know, if you overpound for 20, if it sticks, that's an instant crit. So it just helps control the field, whatever might be on the board, ally, Dragon Ball, or Anger. If you again want to be defensive, you know, you can get your hide and drill, aka 16. So it just provides a lot of flexibility. It's almost like having you, instead of using your toss for an ally, you can use, you know, Overpowering Attack to get your ally, and then toss to get like maybe a drill or something like that. And this also lets you, like, you'll see I play like Ginyu and stuff like that, so you can Overpowering Attack for Ginyu and then 18's toss for like 16 or 20. And then for style, the energy combats, we have Blue Terror, staple. Again, you can go Terror into toss, into overwhelming power, or into whatever you might be needed. So this card's ridiculous, good, staple, self-explanatory. I'm playing 2 Arm Blasts. Really, honestly, just because they're foil. But again, being able to be defensive and offensive, I don't think I play any physical blocks now that I come and think of it. So these are my 2 physical blocks, as well as some omni blocks in time. And because I also have allies to take damage, as well as 18's power. So 2 Blue Arm Blasts just to be offensive and defensive, just in case. So, and they're Scorzy retro foil, so you gotta play them. And I have 2 Blue Draining Blast. This card is just free energy attack, again for 4. If you have some allies that you want to take over or something like that, it's just good to really just pump up that damage. So you'll see the allies that I play, and it's just good just to have a free energy attack pretty much that doesn't cost. So if you're ever in a pinch, you know, you can just always chuck it for 4 life cards. And plus the modifiers from your drills. It's always good. Next up, 3 Blue Clash. So Tug of War's seen a lot of play. You know, if they get rid of your 20, you know, you lose some stages, so it can hurt. So Clash only costing 1 stage is always welcome, just because stage management is very key in this deck. So being able to just throw an unpreventable energy attack for 4, costing 1 is always good, and potentially search for an ally or get an ally back, depending where it might be. So we play 3 of these for sure. We also play, for some more energy combat cards, 3 Blue Lunar Ray. So 3 of these because, you know, allies don't really stay on the field too long. So to be able to recur and get your allies back is always good, and potentially power them up to full is always amazing. So again, I play 3 of it just because you always want to make sure you always have a way to get your ally back. You play Nappa, so if they ever get rid of it, you can just always bring it back. Hence the maximizing on the Clash and the Lunar Ray. So 3 of these. And 3 Blue Neck Beam. Again, since I don't play any physical blocks, I can use this for the mastery to stop not only a physical block, but gain stages to take another physical hit. So it's almost like 2 blocks in 1, essentially. So we play 3 Neck Beam. It's always good to control the levels if possible. Again, you play Ginyu, so you can see when it's appropriate to use it, to maybe level up your opponent if they like to camp on a certain level, or level them down. So 3 Blue Neck Beam. This card is amazing. For energy defense, pretty light. 1 Blue Energy Shield. I'm kind of going to bump this up to 2. It's got to find some room. It's good against the Krillin SDC, San Diego Comic-Con, just because if they use their power, you can use this, and then you can protect your allies for the turn, so that's always helpful. So I definitely might bump this up to 2. Three Blue Narrow Escape, not only for the endurance, but the synergy, sorry for the bobbin, but the synergy that it has with 18. Again, you have a lot of targets such as 18's Toss, Neck Beam, and a bunch of other cards, Lunar Ray, Overpowering Attack. So to be able to stack the cards on top, and then to use 18's energy, and if it hits, you can get those energy cards that you stacked on top with Narrow Escape to your hand. So this card just adds a lot of flexibility to the 18 power. So we play 3 of these. It's the only card to really, again, if your opponent like discs you, to attempt to stop it. So instead of taking 5, you only take 3. So now for events, we play 1 time, obviously, staple. We play 2 Overwhelming Power. Again, board presence can be annoying. You know, Roshi's on the rise everywhere, whether it be red, black, or any kind of other variant. So to be able to blow up the board and to be able to even search it out with toss to make it searchable is always welcome in this kind of deck. Is very powerful to be able to have cards that are searchable to make things more consistent. So we play 2 Overwhelming Power. We also play 3 Stare Down. Again, because you're pretty much an aggressive deck, you can kind of flip flop between like a mid range or just go straight aggressive. So you want to pick the best card in their hand, and it's good because it doesn't go back into their life deck. So being able to just pick it out and then just kind of going for the kill. So it was good. Play 3 Sphere. So again, Sphere just to be able to protect certain key cards, whether it be time or Stare Down or something like that, or against opponents if you know that they have a good amount of events, just to cancel that one really good event, whether it be their time or hybrid defense or something like that. So 3 of these. And if you have in your hand you feel it's dead, you can try and use 18's power, and if it hits, just hopefully get something good. So it's just, and then you can save it for later. And the last, we have 3 blue shifting maneuver. The endurance, the flexibility of being able to stop any attack. So we play these because, again, I don't play any physical blocks, like natural physical blocks, besides, I guess, the arm blast, which is not really it is a physical block, but you know what I mean. It's not like a actual physical block. So I play shift maneuver just to kind of cover that basis of stopping certain cards. And for setups, 1 blue battle readiness. Play 1 just because sometimes you want to try and get your allies as fast as possible. And I also play Nappa, so I don't want to play too many to conflict. So again, it's just another kind of pseudo Blue Lunar Ray. Being able to just get an ally from the deck and discard pile if, for some reason it overturned the damage or something like that. So play 1 battle readiness. 2 visit in the past. Being able to, again, get key cards. Sometimes I use it a lot as the aggressor. It gives me a card in the life deck, as well as being able to trigger, overwhelming power and things of that nature. So it's just really good just to be on the offensive if need be. And, of course, obviously good on the defense. For drills, play 2 Andriod attack drills. This is the card why I like 18, because it's searchable with toss. So you can make sure that your power, instead of doing 0 life cards, can at least do some damage. So worst comes to worst, you can always just chip in with 18's power and just do, energy for 2. That's why I like it in orange, just because you could always chip away for 1 and it does at least something. So we play 2 just because if 1 gets banished or discarded or something like that, you have a backup. Then we play 1 blue mental drill. I know I play Guildo, but it's just always a good backup because then, if Guildo ever leaves play, you have the mental drill. So we play 1 blue mental drill. 1 blue position drill. This card's good just because anytime you stop an attack, put a style card and put it back on top, and then you can use 18's power if it hits and draw the card that you stacked on top. So play 1 positioning drill. And 1 blue lifting drill. So lifting drill, again, just being able to just do chip damage, whether if you have it, you betrayal, you get rid of a card and it does at least some damage, 1 life card. And in this game, 1 life card is probably more effective than, I would say, something like 5 life cards. Reason being is you can potentially overturn endurance X card based off that 1 life. So if you just use an attack 1 life, they take it and then they overturn the card that has endurance 3 or 4 in it. That's so much value just from that. So chip damage is really good in this game. So you play one of those, and anytime they stop one of your attacks, you get to lower the anger one, which is always good. Now for the allies, I play one Ginyu. Again, being able to see and manipulate. Instead of 2 hide and drill, I just play the Ginyu instead, just because it can last longer, potentially. And I could always get it back. So if mental drill goes away, gets banished, um, I have no real way to get it back, but at least with Ginyu, sure, he can be critted, but I can Lunar Ray him back, I can Blue Clash him if he's banished, I can Battle Readiness, etc., etc., Overpowering Attack, get him back. So, he is more long-term value, and the stage is always helpful if you need to pay for energy attacks. I play one Guildo. Guildo, again, because my goal is to try and just use as much energy attacks as possible, and Guildo can really put an opponent in a really tight spot just because they probably wouldn't want to use any attack. So it's always good if you have position drill as well, because you can stop and attack with Guildo, get the buff, stack a card on top, and then you can use like 18's power, potentially get the card plus the buffs from Guildo. Play 116 just because it's hide and drill, so the disc can't crit. Sinister Chokes can't crit, so 16 is definitely like one of the MVPs. MVP. I'm so bad today. MVP cards of the deck. So being able to again have a searchable hide and drill is really good. One Andriod 20. Again, unpreventable. You can always call this card at command. You just have to be careful how you use him, just because you do lose stages if he leaves play. So being able to, overwhelm it into him or toss into him just to maybe do a real big push is always good. Or even if he's in a discard pile, to be able to nab him with Lunar Ray. So it's just good when he's on the field, just because you can try and end the games as fast as possible. And then, of course, one Nappa, because Roshi's everywhere. And I don't really play that many setups, only play 3, and 2 of them are when entering effects. So only card that it really conflicts with is Battle Readiness, which is not a problem for me because I have other ways to get my allies back. So that's, again, pretty much all the cards I have for the Blue Protective 18. And again, it's a really cool deck to try out. I tried it at locals once. I lost in top 4 to Fash, who's playing Black Roshi. I had the Nappa out, and I entered, and he drew his 1 Tug of War, and I couldn't get the Clash in time to, capitalize on that. So it is what it is, but it was still a fun game regardless. But I recommend you guys try it out because 18 can be very powerful. Again, I know Krillin's in the mix and Cell and everything like that, so that's why I again went the protective route, just to be able to at least stop Cell's attack potentially every turn. So if you guys like it, let me know. Just remember to like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. So I'm glad you guys are still watching my stuff. I appreciate it, and again, apologize for the lack of content, but I'll do what I can. So until next time, Z Warriors, shout out to also Brothers Grim Games. That's my local, so hence the mat I got for winning some tournament with a couple of my friends. So shout out to Brothers Grim, and all you guys out there, thanks for watching and being supportive. With that being said, Mr. Waffles out.